Parents should be proud because you took that first step for these classes. And kudos to all the kids who signed up and who came. Rather, some of you came by on your own, some of you were forced by your parents. Go to the public speaking department. But you should be very proud that you took this step. And I'm going to say this again and again, that don't worry, be happy and be proud of signing up for these classes. You took the first step when you gave speeches in the classes. And today is a very bold step because you will be speaking in front of so many people. That needs a lot of courage. And you all are really good at it. So parents, you're about to hear from some of these amazing young voices, our students, who have worked hard, they have practiced with courage, and they're ready to share their ideas, their stories, their views, and most of all, their smiles, right? Yes. So parents, sit back and enjoy, and kids, take a deep breath. Yeah. And remember, what we will do? Don't worry, be happy, be proud, and most have fun doing your speeches. You got that? So how about all please give a big round of applause for your kids. And kids, how about you give a big round of applause for your parents because they signed you up. Well, I'm not going to talk today because I've done my speaking part in the classes, but I want to introduce you. Sandeep has already introduced Mr. Wayne, but I want to say a few words for him before I bring him up to the podium. Mr. Wayne has been doing these classes in our temple and teaching our kids with his experience and expertise. I think it's almost 12 years. Yeah. And almost for like 10 years we have been working together. And we have done competitions together. I look up to him as my mentor, and he always teaches me something new whenever he speaks. Mr. Wayne Parker Blackburn spent over 2 decades learning public speaking techniques through membership in Toastmasters International, worldwide organization dedicated to helping its members around the world develop public speaking and leadership skills. In 2019, he achieved his Distinguished Toastmaster designation. Very nice. Mr. as was said, he works in Florida Blue. He plans to retire soon, but he doesn't plan to ever expect to retire from our leading public speaking workshops at the temple. And we are honored to have him here. So please welcome Mr. Wayne Parker back.
Shirakshi Auntie, thank you for those kind words. As our young people were coming into the room, I was reflecting on the time that we've spent together. And I am really excited about what you're going to get to hear today. Because the subject matter, we let them decide what to talk about. So it's a spectrum of topics, from the very simple to the very profound. And all of them make a difference because all of them reflect the passion that these young folks have for what they're talking about. We're going to applaud the folks who come up here and give a brilliant speech. Maybe they've left their notes behind on the lectern and they're just talking to us. Maybe they've got great eye contact and great gestures, and we're going to applaud because we are so impressed by what they've done. But let me tell you the one that I'm proudest of. The one I'm the proudest of is the one for whom this is a challenge. Standing up in front of all these people and having all these people look at you and expect you to do something really smart is a lot of pressure, right? And some of them, it's almost too much to bear. But they do it anyway. They come up here anyway. And maybe it's not the best speech, and maybe they don't have great gestures, and maybe they have trouble making eye contact with us, and maybe they're having trouble organizing the thoughts that they want to share with us. But they took a profound step because they went from not being sure whether they could do it at all, to getting up here and giving a speech. And that should be celebrated. Whether this is easy for you or whether this is hard for you, everybody starts from where they are and tries to get a little bit better. So all of you should be celebrated today because all of you are making that profound step. I'm so eager to hear what they're going to say. The last thing I will say to you is the same thing I told these folks. There is something special and unique inside of every one of us. And if we can learn good communication skills, then we can share our passions with the people around us. We can enroll them in our vision of a better tomorrow, and we can work together to bring that vision to life. And it all starts with learning good communication skills so that you can expose that beautiful, unique, and special person that you are. Let's hear some speeches. I'm really excited. Let me bring on whoever's coming up next. Okay.
We have a youth organization in the temple. Most of you already know. If you do not, please sign up your kids for the youth organization because you will see the fantastic job these kids have done. All the parents, you must be receiving emails before our class would end. And that was done by our Ripple's leaders. Aryan is here, Khushi could not come, Lohit is here. So I want you all to please give them a good appreciation for the work that they have been doing. And we are very proud. Before I bring them here, I have a surprise for everybody. I have a student who is very, very interested in giving public speaking, who will tell you he is this little, but his thought process is this big. I've been talking to him, I've been training him, and I was surprised the way he speaks. So before we start, I would like to welcome Kabir Naik to come here and tell us the benefits of public speaking.
Thank you, Sukha Auntie. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kabir Naik, and I say for HABE. Today, I'm going to tell you all why you should start public speaking and why you should start your journey now. So, everybody, imagine that you are standing here right now in front of 100 people, and you're either one of two things right now. One, you're afraid that your speech isn't good enough. Or two, you're so confident that you'll win a championship and get the grand prize. However, if you are afraid, then you've come to the right place. Because today, I'm going to tell you why you should start public speaking today. So, to begin with, I'll start by telling you the benefits of public speaking. Several institutions, including Harvard University, say that public speaking helps reduce anxiety and stress. It also helps you get smarter, as other websites also say that public speaking helps you enhance critical and academic thinking. But what if you're still scared of going on stage even after learning the benefits? Well, that's why you should practice. To continue, public speaking is one of those skills that doesn't come naturally. That's why you need to practice. You are one of those that has a fear of public speaking, then you're in luck. 10 minutes of practice a day, and you're good. It's like constantly playing a video game that you're terrible at, and 1 month later, pro. It's amazing how powerful public speaking really is. And now that you've learned the basics, you can learn how if you start then others will too. Lastly, I'm going to tell you how the band works on public speaking. Who here knows what the bandwagon effect is? Anyone? Okay, so if you don't know, the bandwagon effect is when you start something and others will do it too. That means that if you start public speaking, then it encourages others to do so too. And little by little, the amount of Americans that have a fear of public speaking will start to go down. Little by little. And soon, no one will have a fear of public speaking, and everyone will be able to come up here where I am now and present their thoughts and feelings. It's amazing how powerful public speaking really is. In conclusion, public speaking is more powerful than most people realize. Even I have learned the true abilities of public speaking and how it can affect our daily lives. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, public speaking is like diving into a pool of deep, cold water. Scary at first, but once you're in, everyone wants to follow. Thank you.
Oh, well, that was amazing, Kabir. That was great. You were confident. You had a great flow. We really loved your speech. We hope everybody could be as great as Kabir right there. So our next participant is Anjali. And Anjali is a rising 8th grader. And her favorite superpower would be to have eyes that can see the entire world so that if someone's in trouble, she could go help them.
Nice.
Her speech topic is on rip currents.
Good morning. My name is Anjali Patel, and today I'm going to be talking about rip currents. Now that school is out, many kids and adults are heading to the beach. Since Jacksonville is a coastline city and Florida is a peninsula, the beach is easy access for many people. What most people don't know is that the beach has many things to be aware of. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest dangers of going to the beach, rip currents. The 3 points I'm going to be talking today are what rip currents are, how to get out of a rip current, and how to spot a rip current. You might wonder, well, what is a rip current? Well, a rip current is a narrow channel of fast-moving water. It can occur at any beach with breaking waves, including ocean, sea, and lake coastlines. If you know what rip currents are, how can you spot a rip current? Well, rip currents are formed when waves push water towards the shore, then back out to the beach. If you see no waves in a certain area and there is choppy water, those are signs that a rip current has formed or is about to form. It is best to spot rip currents from a higher point, like a dune or a viewing point. Another way to spot a rip current is a narrow gap of dark water or a line of sea foam moving out to sea. Now that you know what rip currents are and how to spot them, what do you do to get out of them? Well, most people do is panic. And according to the NOAA, the National Association of Atmospheric Administration, the number 1 way people die is by panicking. If you panic, the rip current will take over and you have a chance of dying. What you are supposed to do is you're supposed to swim parallel to the beach. You're supposed to make a U-turn out of the rip current. And if you don't know how to swim, wave and tread water for help. When you wave, you want to make sure you wave big so the lifeguards can see you. In conclusion, now that you know what a rip current is, how to spot it, and how to get out of one, have fun and be safe. Thank you.
So now that we know how to get out of rip currents, let's invite our next participant, Bhargava. He is in 6th grade, goes to Patriot Oaks Academy, and his superpower, let's invite him. Got it.
Hello everybody, my When we use renewable resources, we're not only making the earth a better place to live, we save lots of money. First and foremost, renewable resources. The economy uses over $100 million just to make one oil field. But with that money, I can make about 400 to 500,000 solar panels, which only run on renewable energy. Which means that we could save more than $90 million just to treat like 18,000 homes. Moreover, renewable resources also make the earth a better place to live. When we use non-renewable resources, we pollute the earth, which destroys the structure of living. But when we use renewable resources, it makes the earth a better place to live by helping the earth rebuild itself. By helping the earth rebuild itself. So, everybody, please, let's just use the renewable resources that God has given us and some take for granted. Thank you.
Well, that's a great speech, Margo. We got a mental scientist on our hands. And our next participant is Shravya. She's in 6th grade in Julia Landon, and her favorite superpower would be mine. Her topic is global warming and climate change.
A planet in crisis and time is running out. This was written on the cover of the book 2 Degrees by Alan Gratz, and it is the truth. Our planet has died. Increased temperatures, more severe extreme weather, ocean acidification, and none of it is just a coincidence. We think it's just a coincidence, but no. We've had 2 major consecutive hurricanes. Jacksonville alone has had heat waves every year since 2021. It's not a coincidence, and we can't leave the Earth to its own devices anymore. These are caused by global warming and climate change, which in turn are caused by us. We disrupted the course of nature, so it is up to us to stop it. We generate power, manufacture goods, cut down forests, use transportation, power buildings, produce food, and consume too much. Now the questions are, how do our actions even make a difference, and how do we stop it? Well, first, however, we need to know what we're fighting. Global warming is a rise in global temperatures, and climate change is increased changes in climate measures. Now, we need to know how our actions fuel these problems. Generating power and manufacturing goods burns fossil fuels, or greenhouse gases, and release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. When trees are cut down, their stored carbon dioxide is released, and trees are also our primary source of oxygen. Most forms of transportation burn fossil fuels, again releasing greenhouse gases, and the same with powering buildings, consuming too much, and producing food. Now you're thinking, we're only kids, what can we do? Well, according to the UN, or the United Nations, we can save energy by turning off lights when we're not using them. Additionally, we can throw away less food and save other resources. We can reduce waste by following the 3 R's, also known as recycling and reusing the waste that refusing unnecessary waste, such as plastic bags. We can also choose a sustainable form of transportation, such as walking, biking, or using public transport such as carpools or buses. Educate and advocate by talking to others about the problem of global warming and climate change, or activities such as trash cleanups. We can plant trees or save water by taking shorter showers and turning off the tap while we brush our teeth. We can also save paper by using computers or less paper overall. And instead of using plastic water bottles and plastic eating utensils, we can use reusable water bottles and reusable plates and forks and knives. I encourage you all to try to do some of these things and help the cause. Mr. Wayne said to think of the future. So we all need to think of the future of our planet. But we need to act, and we need to act today. We must help the earth before we have no earth left to help. Thank you.
Well, that was amazing. It was nice to know how to cut down, and hopefully all of you learned something from that today. Next up is Arnav Bluetti. He goes to Julia Landon. He's in 6th grade, and his superpower would be flying. His topic is on tornadoes. So let's go.
Hello, my name is Arnav, and I'm going to be talking about the disasters of tornadoes. So, what is a tornado? Well, a tornado is from a thunderstorm where it's on the ground. Well, I'm going to well, one of the tornadoes is called an EF0 tornado, and to a house, it would only like break a glass and that stuff. And also, EF1 tornado is also dangerous. What it would also do is like break your windows and stuff like that. EF2 tornado is way more dangerous, and it'll probably like if you're like outside, it'll probably get really in. Now, an E tornado, it will like take a house and break a lot of stuff and tear your garage door. An EF3 tornado, EF4 and EF5 tornado is really dangerous. What it would do is like destroy completely all of your house. Now, what do you want to do? So basically, I'm going to tell you 3 things to what you should do. So, first thing you should do is get to the lowest room, and you should cover your neck like this, and your neck and your head, and you should like this. I'll show you. And you should not, and the interior room should not be connected to the walls outside, because if it is, like the tornado can break the wall, and if it goes to you, then you might be like flying and like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnav. I really liked your demonstration. Your speech was really well spoken. So our next participant is Krishan. So Krishan goes to Julia Landon Middle School. He's in 7th grade, and his favorite superpower is invisibility. Come on up, Krishan. On child labor. Thank you.
And just a reminder, we have certificates for all the kids, so if you want to stay back through the end. I see some parents leaving. And then
that was a good.
Hi, my name is Rashad, and I'm going to talk about child labor. China is one of the most successful countries in the world, with the world's 2nd largest economy. They're definitely hardworking, but they're hiding a dark secret: the use of child labor. Yes, China is one of the many countries that allow child labor, but they don't abuse it as much as others. Countries like Ethiopia and Somalia have a child labor rate where 50% of children there have to engage in work, and those are just soldiers compared to the Empire of Africa. It's leading the globe with 61% of child labor in their territory. Out of the 138 million children that are used for child labor around the globe, Africa has 72.1 million of them. Children have to produce goods from aluminum to them. That isn't all. In fact, there's an entire list of goods from A to Z that children must produce. Then, on top of that, they don't even get paid or get the sufficient amount of food they need to perform their work properly. And if they don't perform it properly, you'll get like consequences from the guards that watch them. They even work in hazardous locations that can injure and kill them. It's cruel, but life can emerge from anything. People have tried to stop it, or at least reduce the effects of it. Some examples include, in 2021 Africa, there were 61 bills to roll back child labor protections in 29 states, and 17 of those bills have been enacted in 13 of them. People even know that places that involve child labor will not receive government contracts. I know that was a lot about what others do, but I think you also want to know how we can help. can stop this by learning about child labor and showing it to others. That way we can educate others about it, and that way it will help you. We could also use social media to teach others. That way we can teach others around the globe from our own thoughts. Finally, we can try advocating for stronger laws against child labor to slowly but surely put an end to it. Child labor has gone on for many generations and may have affected our ancestors. If we don't want it to affect our loved ones and future generations, we should stop it now.
Thank you, Rashad. That was a great point to mention. If y'all didn't know, a lot of chocolate is made from child labor in Africa. So all the big brands that you see do support child labor. So look for, if you're ever eating chocolate, maybe look for that says it has a sign on it and supports no child labor. Next up is Satvik. He goes to River City Science Academy at Mandarin. He's a rising 6th grader, and his favorite superpower would be transformation. And his topic is on endangered animals. Give it up.
Every day, countless species edge closer to extinction, a sudden disaster just unfolding right under our noses. The disappearance of these endangered animals not only breaks the natural world's fragile balance, but also robs future generations of wonder and inspiration. Human actions like deforestation, poaching, and pollution are the driving force behind this crisis. For example, only 2 known female northern white rhinos remain in the world due to relentless poaching, making their survival almost impossible. On the other hand, humans can only do so much to help animals, and animals can only adapt so much. In life, you have to fight for survival. A species on the brink is typically because it couldn't adapt enough or quickly enough. On the other hand, though, humans have adapted to dominate the planet. Quoting Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Protecting Earth's breathtaking biodiversity, especially endangered animals, is not a choice we have, but our duty as Earth's stewards. Make a difference for stronger protection. We must act fast because together we can change perspectives of industries and communities worldwide. We can prevent the threatened southern white rhino from meeting the same fate as its northern cousin. The time to act is now, before the songs of the wild fall silent forever. My name is Satvik, and I hope I have motivated you to take one step every day to make our planet a better place for our fellow beings. You can start with safely disposing your over-the-counter pills and meds. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Satvik. It's honestly refreshing to see how many kids are involved and interested in endangered animals, climate change, especially with the amount of species nearing endangerment. So our next participant is Adhira, and Adhira is a rising 7th grader, and her topic is why body language is important, and her favorite superpower would be to turn into any animal.
Hello, my name is Adhira, and today I'm going to be talking about what Mr. Wayne has been encouraging all of us to do, hand gestures and body language. I'm going to be talking about why body language is important, not only in speech, but in everyday life. First, body language is important because it is more effective than words. Body language can include facial expressions and gestures. The audience can then connect to what you are saying. Different facial expressions can have different meanings. For example, smiling usually suggests that you are happy. Frowning might show that you are angry or unhappy. Good posture while involved in a conversation can help the audience know that you are confident. To have a good posture, you have a straight back and your shoulders must not be tense. They should be relaxed. Some gestures like waving, pointing, or even nodding can convey some meaning to the person you're talking to. Without this, your audience might be confused to what you are saying. Next, why body language is important is because it enhances your communication. By using body language, your audience will have an easier time understanding your topic. Body language adds depth and meaning to your topic. Without it, your topic will be boring and it won't have any meaning at all. It also improves your self-confidence. Without self-confidence, you'll sound like you're nervous and you sound like you don't know your topic that well. Finally, body language is important because it helps build trust and lets the audience know that you are a trustworthy person. Maintaining eye contact, smiling, and being relaxed will make you more approachable and therefore easier to trust. So when you aren't sure if the person you're talking to is trustworthy, make sure to look at their body language because it might tell you something. In conclusion, body language is important because it is more effective than words, it enhances your communication, and it helps you build more trust with the audience. So next time you engage in a conversation, try to use these tips. Thank you.
Thank you, Advir. I could see the body language working for you. I could really feel the energy there. Next up is Aditya. He goes to Lakeside Academy, upcoming 7th grader. His superpower would be to empathize with anyone, and his speech topic is sleep.
Hello everyone, my name is Aditya, and today I'm going to talk about sleep. It's something we all need, but most of us don't get enough of it. Most teens need 8 to 10 hours of sleep, but with homework, phones, sports, and hanging out with friends, it's easy to stay up late and not get enough rest. First, sleep helps your brain work better. Remember when you learn, pay attention in class, and solve problems. If you want to do better in school, sleep is a big help. Second, sleep helps your mood. When you don't get enough sleep, you might feel grumpy, stressed, or sad. But with enough sleep, you can handle emotions better and feel happier. Third, sleep helps your body. It gives you energy, helps you grow, and keeps you healthy so you don't get sick as often. So sleep isn't a waste of time. It's a way to be your best every day.
Thank you so much, Aditya. I think all of us need to be about the importance of sleep. I definitely did. I need to sleep a lot. Our next participant is Krisha. Krisha is going into 7th grade, and their favorite superpower would be teleportation. Their speech topic is time management.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Krisha, and today I'm going to be talking about something super important, time management. As middle schoolers and adults, we're getting more responsibilities, and learning to manage our time is like having a superpower. It helps us get some stuff done faster and feel more in control. Think about it. We've got schoolwork, extracurriculars, friends, and family, and if we don't manage our time right, we can feel super overwhelmed. But when we do it well, we can ace our homework, hang out with friends, and get enough sleep. So how do we do it? First, prioritize. Do the most important stuff first. I set my schoolwork top priority. Second, make a schedule. Plan out your day or week. I make a schedule for the day and try to follow it as best as I can. Third, set goals. Break down big tasks into smaller ones. For example, if you had a project to do, you could break that big task up into smaller ones, like pick a topic, research, and assemble the project. Fourth, stay focused. Avoid distractions and multitasking. The more you get distracted, the more your productivity and performance drop. Lastly, take breaks. Rest and recharge. I used to struggle with time management, often prioritizing the things I liked over schoolwork and leaving important tasks until the last minute. This impacted my productivity. However, I soon realized how bad this was, and ever since, I have been working on developing better time management skills, and it's made a significant difference in my life. It's not always easy, and it's okay to mess up sometimes. Just learn from your mistakes and keep going. When you manage your time well, you'll be amazed at what you can do. You'll feel more confident and less stressed. So let's prioritize our time, stay focused, and crush our goals. We got this.
something you never get back and you have to use it wisely. Next up is Raghav. He goes to Julia Landon. He's going to 8th grade, and his topic is on the history of cricket.
Hi guys, my name is Raghav Krishna. Today I'm going to talk about history of cricket. So the history of cricket, the sport of cricket, as a known history beginning in the late 18th century. The sport was established in the country in the 18th century and globally developed in the 19th and 20th centuries. The laws were enacted in 1744. Cricket has been played between two teams with 11 players on each side. Game compromises of at least one innings where each team will take turns on batting and bowling. The fielding will have a bowler bowl the ball to the batsman who tries to hit the ball with their bat. Other rules: the bowler must not throw the ball, but bowl the ball over on at the stumps, which are at either end of a 22-yard area called a wicket. Batsmen can score between 1 to 6 runs for a delivery. Test matches are played for 5 days. ODI cricket is played for 50 overs for both teams. Test match in cricket. The first test match was played between Australia and England in March 1877 in Melbourne Cricket Ground. Now I'm going to talk about the best test and ODI matches played. 1960 tie test, West Indies versus Australia. Next, 1999 Pakistan versus India. It's the most dramatic and emotional match. Sachin Tendulkar hit like 136 runs, but the sad news is Pakistan only won by 12 runs. Number 3, Australia versus South Africa 1999 World Cup semi-final. It was a tied test, but Australia qualified for finals. Number 4, Australia versus India 2001. India won by 171 runs after a greatest comeback in the second innings. South Africa versus Australia 2006 ODI. South Africa chased 434 runs in 50 overs. Apart from that, we have T20 format. India won the first T20 World Cup. Finally, I'm going to talk about IPL. IPL was started in September 13, 2007. It featured 10 city-based franchise teams. RCB won this IPL trophy. Chennai and Mumbai won totally one trophies in IPL. Finally, I want to conclude with the best cricket players. Bradman, Sachin Tendulkar, Vivian Richards, Brain Lara, Kapil Dev, Shane Wan, Imran Khan, and then Virat Kohli. The end.
Thank you for letting us know about the grades of cricket. So next up we have Arjun. Is Arjun here? Okay, is Other here? Alright, then next up we have Samarjeet. And Samarjeet goes to Liberty Pine Academy. He's starting 6th grade in August. And his favorite superpower is going invisible. His speech topic is on how to stop wasting food. One more announcement though. So everything here is being broadcasted live on the HSNEF YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go watch that later, you can.
Hello everyone, my name is Saman, and I want to tell you ways we shouldn't waste food. But first, consider this. What can we do with uneaten food? Don't just question though, take action. Instead, you can give the uneaten food to the homeless, store food correctly, and do creative things with your uneaten food. First of all, we should give uneaten food to the homeless. We may not eat the leftover food, but other people will definitely need this food because they are starving. This isn't just an act of waste. This isn't just an act to stop wasting food, though. This is also an act of kindness towards homeless people. Homeless people do not have the money and they may rely on us for food. For us, food is just a simple need, but for everything. A second way to stop wasting food is storing food correctly. For example, store raw meat, poultry, and seafood on the bottom shelf, and to prevent cross contamination. Cross contamination is the transfer of microorganisms. Store food right after it or purchasing. Lastly, use leftover food correctly. Creatively. You can maybe compost vegetables, freeze the remaining food for later, or even use it in different recipes. For example, you can use lettuce for salad, rice with curry, or tomatoes for a burger. If you aren't gonna eat this leftover food, maybe do something else with it instead. In conclusion, you should try doing something else with uneaten food rather than just wasting it. Personally, I hate wasting food. People as something that's not very valuable. It indeed is. Thank you.
Thank you, Summerjit. Let's definitely not waste food. Next up is Aniavon. She's going to 8th grade, and her superpower would be time reversal. And her topic is on why Android is better than Apple. Oh,
So, how many of you guys have an Apple product?
Yes.
So, how much did it cost approximately?
Yeah, 1200, 1300 depends.
Okay, you took the glasses and the blue shirt. How much did it cost you for the Apple product?
Like 1100.
Okay. So does anybody have any Samsung products? Okay, how much did yours cost?
600.
Yeah, you can clearly see the price difference. Hers cost twice as less as both of yours. So, as you can see, that's one of my points. Price is way different. For a good Apple phone, it costs about $1,100 to $1,200. For a good Samsung phone, it costs $600 to $700. And secondly, there's overheating. Many of you are kids and you have phones. Your parents have phones. And let's say you want to play a game or you want to watch YouTube on a really long road trip or really anything. iPhones are more prone to overheating, and Samsungs are more less prone to overheating. Right? I'm not saying that they still overheat if you use them too much for a long period of time, but it takes to overheat a Samsung or iPhone. And third point is interconnectivity. Some Apple users have AirPods, an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, and they might really like that. But Samsung can connect with almost anything. You can have a Samsung phone and Samsung tablet and a Windows laptop. And if you have one of the later models, you can even broadcast your camera to the laptop. And you can even use AirPods with Samsung phones, except that's a little complicated, but it's not too bad. Connecting an AirPod to an Apple is easy, but anything else, connecting anything else like Bluetooth headphones, other brands, is a little hard. But for Samsung, it's pretty easy. Just turn on Bluetooth, connect it, and you're done. And then there's Google and Safari. Many of you guys have definitely heard of Google, and Google is, you can get it anywhere, on any phone, any device. But Safari is limited to only iOS devices. It's all Apple products. Safari tried to mimic Google's appearance, but it's kind of harder to use Safari than Google because not many people know how to use Safari since Google is a more popular browser. Then there's Google and Siri. Siri, you can only find on iOS devices again, so you don't have like Siri Home or something like that. But Google, there's Google Home, there's the web browser, there's many other things, including Google, that Google can do. Okay, and then finally, there's Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Many of us now have smart cars. It lets us connect to our phones and other devices. Android Auto is the car for Android devices. Same thing to it for iOS, aka books, iPhones, iPads. But Android Auto, me personally, I think it might be better than Apple CarPlay, since I've used Android Auto and Apple CarPlay a lot since I have this car, right? And Android Auto, it feels more smoother and more connected than Apple CarPlay. Me personally, it could be different for you guys, but this last one's just personally for me. And now you have it. You now know why I think Android better than Apple. You guys can think different. You guys might have some other facts I haven't found. But yeah.
Thank you, Inyavan. Honestly, after hating on Android for so long, I might just go get one later. So next up we have Navia. She goes to Liberty Pines Middle School and she's in 8th grade. Her favorite superpower would also be invisibility, and her speech is about writing.
Hi everyone, my name is Navia and today I will be talking a little bit about writing and its key aspects. Writing is one of my favorite hobbies, which is why I chose this topic. One thing I like about writing is how it gives the writer so many choices and options, and how there's never a right or wrong. Anyone can write if you keep these things in mind. First of all, grammar and punctuation. In writing, it is important to have good grammar and good correct punctuation for various reasons. Sure what you're trying to portray. Another is for the reader to better understand a character and their personalities or reactions. Character key factor. When writing about your character, be sure to include vivid details and in-depth description. This way, readers can better pick image in their mind and know why a character does what they do. This step is my favorite, given many options of characters you can make. Furthermore, choice can also affect how an audience reads your writing. Using good word choices can help get your point across, making it easier and more entertaining to read your writing. Another thing to remember is keeping your plot organized and neat. This is a very important step to make sure that your reader doesn't come off track or is left confused. Be sure to reread your writing and check for any missing details that could lead up to your reader getting bored. The plot shouldn't be filled with too many twists and turns, nor should it be too plain and boring. Finding the perfect balance between the two will keep your audience staying trained. One last thing I want to talk about is getting out of writer's block. One thing I do when I hit a dead end is taking a break. I put down my work and do something else for a while, making room for new and fresh ideas. You could also talk to a friend, getting their feedback on your work. Their suggestions might just be the key to getting back on track. Overall, writing isn't something that has a right or wrong, a yes or a no, or a correct or incorrect structure. Writing takes a creative and open mind to get the best results, and who knows, follow these tips and give it a shot, and you might just become the next J.K. Rowling. Thank you.
Thank you, Navia. With that, you should probably start a writing class. Next up is Hansita. She goes to Julia Landon. Her favorite superpower is flying, the ability to fly, and the topic is on AI is changing our lives.
Samantha Chanchala, and today I want to talk about how artificial intelligence AI is changing our world. AI is when machines can think and make decisions like us humans. We use AI every day, often without even noticing it. When you alarm might adjust based on how you sleep. That's AI. You have a phone with Face ID, which uses AI to scan and recognize your face. Google Maps uses AI to find the fastest route to check real-time traffic. Self-driving cars use AI to drive safely and avoid accidents. In school, AI tools help with writing, math, learning. And these are just ways to use AI every day. What are some more? In healthcare, help doctors detect diseases like cancer and more accurately. It is used in agriculture to predict weather and boost crop production. Businesses rely on AI for fraud detection, support, and managing data. But AI also brings some real concerns we can't ignore. Jobs, especially in driving, factories, and basic business work. AI systems can be biased, making unfair decisions if trained on data. It collects a lot of personal information, raising serious privacy issues. It can also lead to surveillance, where people are tracked without their knowledge. And if we become too dependent on AI, our own skills, problem solving, memory, or critical thinking may start to decline. That's why we need to use AI wisely and carefully. We need to protect people. It's not just the future, it's the present, and we need to make sure that it benefits everyone.
Thank you, Huntington, for your speech on AI. Honestly, thank you more for how public speaking could never be replaced with AI. I don't think it could ever replace the amount of information you guys have shown today. And so our next participant is Arya. Arya goes to Julia Landon, is going into 7th grade, and her favorite superpower is to read people's minds. Her speech is about Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. I know we all live in Jacksonville, but there may be things you never knew. For example, Jacksonville is the largest city by land area in the United States and the most populous city in Florida. Jacksonville is located in the northeastern part of Florida. Here's a fun fact about Jacksonville. It was founded in 1822, which makes it about 203 years old. It was named after Andrew Jackson, who was the 7th president of the United States, even though he'd never even stepped foot in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's population is about 1 million people as of last year. Jacksonville is very popular because of its amazing sights. For example, the beaches are some of the most prettiest beaches ever. Their wide shores and beautiful white sand makes the visit worth it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll learn something new.
So that was our last participant for today, and we'll be giving out the certificates soon.
Yeah, thank you much for all the lovely speakers today. It was definitely a lot of learning experience for me. I had no idea. Android was autoplay was much smoother than Apple, but that was a learning, or Apple Pay, I guess. So what is that thing called? Apple CarPlay. All right. But yeah, thank you. It was a lot of learning lessons. So I would, one of our Ripples volunteer will be reading out the names, and mentors will alternate giving out the certificates. So,
Great job, everybody. You all did a fantastic job. You could see your expressions, your body language, and some of you did not even use notes. Some of you were reading, were able to look at the audience and talk to them. We're very proud of you. Just in 3 weeks, you have learned so much, and that just inspires us to keep learning. Thank you.
So we'll announce your name, come up with your certificate, and go towards Rashanti and Mr. Wayne. Krisha? Aditya? Adira?
Parents, we can clap. This is a very good.
Krishal?
And all stay back for a group picture.
Bhargava? Samarji? Satvik? Anyone? Arya? Navya? Arnav? Hansita? No, Raghav.
Here we go. Nice job, sir. Well done.
If all the participants can gather around with a group picture real quick.
Yes, I am. But I have a participant. But I have a participant.
Kavir is cute.
Yes, I.
Everybody smile. All the cameras come out now.
Can I take one more just for the kids? Everybody has to smile and see my camera. Smile, 1, 2, 3, say cheese.
The group photo and.
Thank you.
We will be doing senior or high schoolers in the MP hall. If you can help us taking the chairs.
Do we have to?
Make your speech now.
Yes.
Your turn.